John Pollock here alongside John Ramdeen and Robin Black. UFC 203 may have been a number of days ago, but people are still discussing this card, John, and this is going to be a pay-per-view number that maybe is the most interesting one of the year, of how it performs. Most are probably anticipating an above-average figure, but the question is, how big a number is that? Because the UFC has a major decision to make. If this is a giant number, the prospect of cutting a guy in CM Punk, whatever decision they make, it is going to be a very hotly debated topic.
Well, I think what the interesting part is, you heard everybody making noise about the amount of money CM Punk was paid going into this fight. But is he worth that? People are saying, well, you know, when you think about things objectively, did CM Punk put what the number was, 500,000 worth of people, or when it comes to pay-per-view buys, did he sell that? And I think the answer is yes, because overwhelmingly yes. That most people believe that, and the numbers suggest that it's going to be basically, he's doubled what the original number would be. So
if you figure a 50-50 split with the cable companies, he would have had to add 17,000 buys to make that $500,000 payoff. Not to mention, I think people could expect 10 times that at least.
So, I mean, it's worth it. I mean, if you're trying to sell pay-per-views, if you're trying to get the masses to tune into your product, they've just spent billions of dollars acquiring the UFC. You want to make sure you make that money back. You do whatever you have to, and I would imagine they would bring CM Punk back. I don't know if the guy's going to be on a pay-per-view or what the capacity is, but clearly people want to see this guy compete.
This is just so weird that we even do this. Like, we talk about something, we decide there's a lot of things that are bad about it. Then we go, but it made a lot of money. As if somehow those two things have any connection at all. If somehow we're going, therefore a large corporation made money and that should make it okay. I mean, we freak out when corporations do things we don't like to make themselves money. I work for the UFC, but what kind of monster would I be if I crapped all over Bellator and said you cannot bring back Dada 5000? And then said, well, you know, the company I work for is making a lot of money. I guess they should do it. That'd be great. What kind of monster would I be? Bellator should have cut Dada 5000, did they?
No.
I think they did.
Did they?
I think Scott Coker said we can't do that anymore.
His exact phrasing was, I think we're just going to be friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
And I hope Dana's just going to be friends with this guy too. And speaking of crapping all over something, if I got up on this table and I took a crap right here, right now, we would get millions of YouTube hits. Millions. It would go viral. Lunatic MMA analyst takes crap on table. We'd make lots and lots of money. Would that make it smell any less?
Okay, but at the same time,
would that make it smell any less? Would that make it smell any less? It would still read.
Well, that's quite the extreme example, Robin. I will give you that.
Why is it?
But when you have to
Dada 5000, should we bring him back? He made them lots and lots of money. Should we bring that man back?
I think there was also
he did a lot better than this guy did. Should we bring back Dada 5000?
But there was health issues after it. It's because of everything that happened afterwards. If he just had a flat performance and there weren't the health issues,
his ability
Robin, the
to
bigger
fight,
draw in that fight was Kimbo Slice, and they were fully aware and ready to use him again. In that same fight.
You know, I understand that you don't think it's right, but you talk about it, everything being commerce-based.
And I want to make it clear, I am not necessarily on the side of use him again. I'm just stating that if the UFC has this belief, we're going to pay him all this money and send him to RFA when we have all this data that says all these people want to see him, why are we putting him on a platform and not monetizing
I totally get it if we're looking at corporations. There are large companies that go and buy up an entire other business, and then they lay off all those employees, and then they shut down all the stores, and they go, well, we made a lot of money. What you did wasn't good, but we made a lot of money, therefore it's good. Like, there are times, and we've seen the UFC at times do things like this. We've seen all types of other companies go, there's a point at which this isn't right. So you know what else would do big numbers? Put a bear in there with a guy. Put three guys in there. Put a man and a woman. That'll do crazy numbers. Put it in there. It'll do, and if it does crazy numbers and she doesn't win, maybe we should do it again.
But we're not talking about bears. We're not talking about any of this stuff, though. Robin, let's say this, okay? This pay-per-view was budgeted to do 250,000 buys with Stipe Miocic. We just had a massive sale here where maybe some layoffs were going to happen, and all of a sudden this comes in at 600,000. We more than double our projections for this. Is that good business to cut someone that makes this? This is a business.
Yes, that is good business.
Is 100%
if we are business, if I was a business analyst, I would look at this and go, this is great business. Business shouldn't care about anything about right or wrong. Business shouldn't care about anybody.
But who says this is wrong when so many are stating they want this?
People would say they want to see a man fight a woman. If you don't understand that a guy who doesn't know how to fight shouldn't fight in a pro league, then I'm sorry, we're not having the same conversation.
I understand, but you also have to remember there's a lot of people out there that say, actually, I don't think anybody should get into a cage and punch and kick each other because you see that there's lasting damage. People get brain damage. People have issues throughout their life. Maybe we should ban it all. And are those people wrong?
Well, again, there are different levels of all of these things. We can go, well, it's no big deal if you take a white belt who really doesn't know how to fight, who we saw get his face smashed in by a guy who probably doesn't belong there. Well, why not next time? Bieber's been training for 3 weeks. Put him in there. That's the inevitable result of where this has to go. If we're going to go, hey, man, famous person A with some training, they didn't belong in there, but they didn't get that hurt. It's no big deal. It was their dream. Put in famous person B. Hey, they haven't been training. Don't worry, we'll take it to Texas. I mean, you can do that. It's your business. You made a profit. Profit is all important. By all means, go do it, but it's not the only option.
Great discussion today, guys. Maybe we will get a fight in space. This Saturday, Dustin Poirier, Michael Johnson. Tune into our preview show, 7 Eastern, and the prelims will be airing from Hidalgo, Texas, here in Canada on Fight Network.